Hey everyone, welcome back to the Golden Nuggets podcast. This is part 2 with Syukri Azman or Syukri Eats.
Alright.
Yep.
So,
alright.
okay, sure. Just now, at the end of the first part, you were talking about LinkedIn.
Yes.
We will still keep that a bit later.
Can.
We want to talk a bit about how you actually juggle, because just now we were talking about how people should explore other industries and all, right? How do you personally juggle your full-time job and also your side hustle? Because we know that you are also a content creator, and also you are a host outside your corporate job. So how do you juggle these three things?
How do I juggle? At some point in time, I wish I had a PA lah. Wow. The reason for that is because I start missing out on messages a lot.
Okay.
For those of them who tried to get in touch with me, they know that it gets a bit annoying because Syuk don't reply to messages.
Okay. Luckily, I DM you.
Yeah. Okay, but
luckily you also reply me the following day.
Yes. Luckily I reply also. Selective reply maybe. Oh no, kidding. But how do I juggle lah?
Selective.
No. Wow, then my client gonna kill me. Okay, how do I juggle my time? Okay, to be honest, I am not the best person to advise or talk about this because I myself, it's to be very frank and honest, I do struggle quite a bit.
Okay.
Right?
Then share with us the challenges that you actually face.
When I try to do so many things at a specific period of time, I used to be very ambitious. Oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, everything nak buat, I just want to do everything, sorry.
Yeah.
Then after that, I realized, I think towards mid of last year, 2024, I think around 2024, then I told myself, Syuk, start saying no to things.
Okay.
Yeah, I started to say no, even when my people who are close to me saying that, hey Syuk, we want to collaborate with you. It's okay, I'm not interested. Initially it comes off a bit rude lah. People is like, hey Syuk, is it because you reach certain number of followers and you don't want to collaborate and all that?
Now you can already.
But that's the reality.
Okay.
I honestly feel, right? And this will probably not settle well with a lot of people as well. Once you reach a certain numbers of traction, you got to start to filter who do you collaborate with and partner with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Reason, but please don't hate me for this. The reason is because we cannot be collaborating with every single thing because it dilutes our brand.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because imagine you have been spending for the past 3 years, 1 year, 5 years to build a certain brand.
Yes.
And just because of friendship, kawan-kawan, friendship, and then baju. Yeah, I was thinking of that actually. Then you want to collaborate with everything and everyone, and then you realize that I am putting my feet into everything, or putting my hands into everything, and then you realize that first, you are burnt out. Second, people are starting to wonder what you do.
Yeah.
Right?
How credible also.
Right?
Yep.
It's okay to do multiple things, but be so good at those multiple things.
Yeah.
Then to be like, come, I do everything you want. Okay, I do this. Oh, I do that. I do this. Then people are questioning, right? So for the past, I will answer your question by the way. Let me I'll go one big round and answer your question. So for the past about a year or so, I was telling myself, there's 3 things I want to be specialized in, right? Shoot that person who do content, not just food lah. Okay, not just food. But that's a challenge lah because Syuk eats, right? So content creation. Anything got to do with content creation, video content creation. Second is hosting.
Okay.
Right? So I've been spending a lot more time building my brand around hosting, but not for someone to know me as, oh, that guy who do Malay wedding. But if you realize, a lot of my hosting content is a lot about me on the ground solving problem for the client.
Yeah.
Okay. Right? Yeah. Delay. What am I supposed to do? This thing is happening. What is the MC supposed to do or the host supposed to do?
Outfit and that kind of stuff.
Which you don't typically see among a lot of hosts doing such a content.
Yeah.
Alright. So that gives a bit of a branding as well. And the third is in terms of my training and development, which I don't talk a lot on Instagram, TikTok, but it's a lot more on my LinkedIn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where I talk about my social community work. I talk a lot about my my training lah. These two, which I don't talk on TikTok, Instagram and all that, right? So to your question, Amir, how do I juggle the time? First, I started to say no to certain things if it doesn't add value to both parties.
Okay.
Right? Or it doesn't alleviate anything at all. Because I think it's about time that I told myself that it's okay to still be friends, but not collaborating.
Yep.
Right? If I'm gonna collaborate with all my friends, I'll be drop dead really. Mati you know. You know, it doesn't work that way. So that's one. So I started to learn to say no to things. Second, I started to compartmentalize what are my priorities.
Okay.
Right? And I tell myself, for example, within a month, I don't take more than 3 wedding hosting.
Okay.
And that's what people don't actually realize. You know, there are cases already, customers, clients coming to me and say, hey Shuk, can you take a wedding this particular month? Oh, sorry, I already maxed out.
Okay.
I can squeeze in, right? Because technically in a week, in a month, you got 2, 4, 6, 8 weeks, 8 days. Every day I just do one wedding.
Yeah.
Cover it. Don't need full-time job, you know, actually.
Yeah,
so
that one for Malay wedding.
Malay wedding, right?
You've got Chinese wedding.
Exactly, right? On a weekday in the evening and all
correct,
that.
Yeah.
So I only do 3 Malay wedding in a month.
Okay.
Reason because doing wedding takes up a lot of emotional and mental energy. Right? And I don't want to take too much because I feel that then I will neglect my clients. Okay. And then second, so learn to say no. Third is to kind of be a bit more stricter in terms of your limits every week. Okay. I tell myself that, right? The third thing I've been doing lately is that as simple as on my iPhone, on my phone, right? The Notes app, I started to have things I want to do every single day.
Okay.
So I literally will list down. Later I'll show you. I will list down. Okay, these are the 7 things I want to do. So the main goal is just tick.
Okay.
But I should not max out. For example, in a day, I should not have more than 2 calls, for example. So I kind of mentally prep myself. Okay, in a day, not more than 2 calls. In a day, not more than 2 editing. It sounds a bit so rigid suddenly, you know. But I think just to create a bit of habits.
Yeah.
Because once it becomes habit, then it's easier to maneuver your way around. Right? To put a bit of structure. Because I didn't have structure before this.
Okay.
I was like, take this, take that, take this, take that. Then I realized, cannot lah, rabak. Right? Because at that point in time, it's like, Shuk, I want to invite you to this. Okay, Shuk, I want to invite you to that. Okay, feels good, no? That feels good factor, no? Every event also you go. You know? Then after a while, I realized, cannot. So yeah, say no, compartmentalize, and also very basic to really have a list of things that you want to do every single day. Right? Even if it means to just have 3 things. That's it. Right? Recently, I was speaking to a friend of mine, and she was asking me, when you're running your own things, right, the challenge is discipline.
Yeah.
Waking up, I need to complete this task by this certain timing and all that. So I told that particular friend of mine, I said, there's a reason why you decided to shift out from doing full-time job to running your own things. I know whatever I'm going to say will probably go against the hustle culture or hustle rules. If you are leaving a full-time job, which is 9 to 5, to start something and also to wake up 9 to 5, then something is wrong with you. Then what are you shifting? You're not shifting anything, right?
True.
Right? So to me, if I'm going to shift from a full-time job, is to break away from that structure.
Yeah.
Right? Which is 9 to 5. So what I tell myself, okay, sure, it's fine. You don't have to wake up and do your work at 9.
Yeah.
So I tell myself, I'm going to start work at 12 p.m. As long as at the end of the day, I complete that 3 major tasks, I'm good. Right? Then I have what I call it as a supplementary or secondary task. And this secondary task, if I can achieve, good. If not, push it to the next day. But I know my primary, these 3, done. So how I compartmentalize my day is always primary and secondary. Primary, die, you must do it.
Yeah.
Right? Secondary, cannot do it today, never mind, tomorrow. Right? Meaning kind of prioritize. So yesterday I posted on my Instagram, I have a list. And beside my list, I have exclamation mark. The exclamation mark is my priority lah, my must do. So at the end of the day, I was like, okay, I completed all that, and I completed another 2 more secondary. Okay, feel good. Then I can lepak and chill already, you know. I move on to the next day. So it's really to compartmentalize lah. It's not easy.
Do you learn this somewhere? Because recently I watched a video, and because I'm also trying to make sure my day is more structured, right? And I saw this video on talking about how you need to have a primary thing you need to achieve every day, and then list down the secondary things, and then also about ticking and also creating new habits. I don't know if we watch the same video or not.
I don't think so. I don't think I recall watching that video, but it's because I do trainings, right? And one of the training program that we develop and deliver is time management.
Okay.
Right? And within time management program that we deliver, some of it we have this thing called the I forget what is the name. It's Pomodoro, I think it's called it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Right,
Pomodoro.
Pomodoro, right?
Yeah.
I only think of it tomato lah.
Okay, so if it's a tomato, then yeah, it's a Pomodoro.
So there's a lot of methods to do time management, right?
Yeah.
Or the other one, which is very common, which is called the Eisenhower, right? You talk about 4 grids.
Yes.
What is your main goal, or what you're supposed to do, what you can delegate, and what you can get rid of.
Yes, correct.
To me, that's a good way to start on your weekly task. Do this Eisenhower matrix on a weekly basis. Then you know whatever that comes on your plate, you start your week to say that, okay, actually this one doesn't add value at all.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to do it at all. You can get rid of it. But if you feel like, hey, I think this one can add value, but I don't have the time and capacity, can I outsource it?
Okay.
That's when you delegate lah.
Yeah.
Right? So that's one way I like to do. The other one is the whole method of compartmentalizing my day as well, timing, right? I try to actually have I'm not a person who sits down for like few hours. I cannot, right? So what I do is that whole concept of like, okay, you work 20 minutes, rest for another few minutes and all that. So I like to do that. So if you ask me, there's a lot of techniques out there, but it's just a matter of which technique works for you,
Okay.
right? It doesn't mean that it works for Hanafi or it works for Amin or Nazrin and then it works for me, right? So it's up to individual. But the more important thing is that to kind of like see what works for you, and also which time of the day works best for you. Okay, a quick example. I know of a good friend of mine. She works best at night. We work full time. We work full time together before this, and she said that she works best at night. Anything after 9 p.m.
Okay.
Then
more creative lah usually.
correct, and also because the kids are asleep,
yeah.
you know, and then she's in her own isolated world lah. That's when she can really perform. So we usually know that okay, at night we can pass it to her lah to do the things.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's know your timing, when you work best, and also at the same time compartmentalize your day and time as well. Yeah.
You having worked in the MNC before, right? And talking about remote work also, right? Like, do you think it's necessary for perhaps HR to actually identify when is the best performing time for their staff and then let them work according to that timing?
Wow, that one very scary, you know. You know why? So the thing is this. Okay, I'm very big on giving an equal rights to employees. I believe in the fact that people should have their space to perform better.
Yeah.
Right? You cannot put an employee to perform the same way for everyone. Right? But the problem or the challenge with that is, imagine you are running a company with thousands of people. How many people does a company need to accommodate to?
That's true.
Right? But what I believe is organization first needs to be flexible and not rigid. Which means if an employee said, hey, can I actually work at certain timing because I perform better. If you realize it doesn't actually impact your organization, I don't think you should dismiss that entirely.
Okay.
There should be some form of negotiation takes place. But from an employee perspective, like individuals, we also need to understand, even though this is in the world of like employee can ask for anything that they want, and all that. Sometimes it's a bit annoying lah because people start to ask like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. But you got to realize that you are getting paid from a company. Right? You're getting paid from a company. So when you sign that contract, you should know that there are certain regulations, there are certain rules or laws, whatever you want to call it, right? So I feel it's two sides of the coin, or both parties needs to be flexible enough. But for us employees, individuals, if you feel that the company is too rigid, there's no way to work around, then maybe that company is not for you lah. As simple as that. And I've worked in such company.
That's true.
Right? In this age and time that they still it's not a factory work, but they still do a lot of thumbprints. Okay, and they watch CCTV. So the bosses will literally watch CCTV.
Okay.
They will say, hey, this person come in what time? Hey, how come your thumbprints like this but you come in at this timing?
I see.
So my question is, how does that timing affects your performance?
True.
Right? Okay, I don't want to dive too deep because this is a different topic entirely. But to your question, should company, I think it's good to be flexible, but it's also good for especially local companies to have conversation with HR or company organization which is on a bigger scale to see what they're actually doing. Because there are a lot of practices which bigger companies are doing, but the smaller company haven't adopted. There are a lot lah. Flexible work timing, in terms of work arrangements, and all that. There's really a lot that they can actually learn from.
It's difficult lah because smaller companies don't have the resources to be able to test certain things out as compared to the bigger companies.
Yes. Yeah, probably. Yeah, correct.
Okay. I think now we talk a bit about Shook Eats.
Sorry, I scared. I spent too much time on
I think the conversation that we have is interesting because I've seen you in another podcast and that you mainly focus on the content creation side, right? But your professional side, the Syukri Azman that we often see on LinkedIn, we don't know that person as well.
Fair enough.
Yeah, as compared to Shook Eats, because everybody, I don't know, I believe the entire Singapore has seen Shook
Oh wow, I wish. If that's the case, I can start selling my sambal nyet berapi already.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah.
But thank you for that. Putting me on a pedestal, okay?
Angkat lagi.
Yeah. So about Shook Eats, right? I believe it's out there. Why you started Shook Eats and how it started. Pandemic, all this story, right? But for you personally, what is it that you want to achieve out of Shook Eats?
Oh wait. I think not a lot of people know that how you even got your first mic on Shook Eats.
First mic. Oh.
Your wireless mic.
Oh.
I think you told me about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe you can start off with that, and then maybe you can after that share like what you want to achieve with Shook Eats.
Yeah.
So
how you even started with Shook Eats and getting your first mic. Yeah.
Oh no, when you say first mic, I'm like, first mic?
Yeah, the wireless.
I was looking at this mic, So I shall keep to the promise that I had with the person lah, which is not to name.
Okay.
He didn't want to be named.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So this kind soul, is a friend of mine on Facebook.
Okay.
We didn't meet at all. I don't think so. I don't think we have met at all lah. But somehow already we are friends on Facebook.
Okay.
And that point in time, I just started Shook Eats. That was during COVID period. And what happened was, being very thick-skinned, until today, I still do such things. I just like, siapa nak, who wants sponsor me, no? So I think it was.
It's necessary and it's a skill for content creators. I think content creators need to normalize that because a lot of them are too afraid of asking for sponsorship.
But can I also add on that
sure.
note? For content creators out there, if you really want to go out there to ask for sponsors, don't just ask for sponsors. When you drop those messages, make sure you tell them what's the value you are giving them. Because it gets a bit annoying when content creators.
Sorry, carry on.
Oh no. It's get a bit annoying when content creators going out literally just DMing hotels, DMing places saying, I'm coming in. Can you sponsor me? I said like, okay, you can have 30,000 followers, 100,000 followers, but what is your value? What are you giving, right? So I think this is just to content creators out there. You can hate me for spoiling the market, but go and start talking about values and not just hoping for sponsors. Okay, sorry, back to this question.
Yes.
But that's a very good point. They should normalize content creators going out there to knock on doors to ask for sponsors.
Correct, yeah.
Because sometimes people do not know how to even sponsor to begin with. Okay. So to Hanafi's question, how did I get my first ceremonic double mic?
To kick off.
Shook
Eats,
Yeah.
It was a double mic, by the way. It's not even a single mic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can imagine, I think it was about 264 or something. I still can remember the numbers lah. 200 plus or 100 plus. I posted. I still got the post. I still got all the screenshots. I posted. I said that, hey, any kind soul would like to sponsor me a microphone. And I think I posted the photo of the mic. If I'm not wrong, I can't remember lah. I did No.
I think yes, you did.
I did, right?
Oh no, you didn't post a picture of the mic. You mentioned that this is a mic that you're planning to get. Would any kind soul sponsor
you remember
something? Yeah.
Were you considering to sponsor? No.
I was like, wow, this guy. No, the first thing that went to my mind, right, when I saw it, right, I was like, oh, this guy got the balls to ask for a sponsorship. Maybe I should be doing that for all my posts.
And to be fair, at that point in time, if you remember, my followers was only less than 1,000.
Yeah.
I just started up. I didn't have TikTok. My Instagram was only a few hundred. And I will go back to that later on also. And then my Facebook was less than 1,000. It was really very little. And so what happened was, this kind soul dropped me a message. Not exact words lah, but he said, cannot hear, right?
No, cannot.
Okay. Suddenly this kind soul was like, what is the brand of the mic or how much is it? Then I said, it's this particular mic, ceremonic, is a so on and so forth. And the next thing that he did, he actually went online. He actually did it himself. He went online and he find out the specific model, the specific the price, and then he sent it to me, the photo. He say, is this okay? And I say, yeah, it's actually the one I wanted. I can't remember the price. And the next thing he did was like, can I transfer you the money now?
Ooh.
Okay, sorry. He said he wanted to support. Then I asked him, how do you wish to support? And he said, to get you the mic lah. Then my question was more of like partial or full and all that, but I didn't want to ask lah, a bit like, still got face like to cover, right? Then he was like, you already put it out there, and then you have to retrieve back. Then he was like, no, I want to pay for your mic lah. I said, okay, sure. So the next question I asked him was, this is where my I was a bit skeptical.
Okay.
My question was, why do you want to sponsor? Right? First, we didn't have any conversation before this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is there anything in return that you need from me?
Yeah.
They say, no, there's nothing. I just want to see another Malay brother of mine doing something beneficial for the community. That's it.
Wow.
$200 plus, bro, at that point in time.
Yeah.
People with no followers asking for pay, give me $200 plus, giving me or not. Don't know whether this fella gonna start continue creating content or halfway through, semangat then after that die off,
Yeah.
So the next thing he was like, he transferred me, and he transferred me more than the price of the mic. Then I said, this is a bit more. He said, no, it's fine. For you to cover your cost for your transport.
Wow.
Then the next thing is, I asked him, do you need the proof of whatever not? He said, don't need lah. Doesn't matter. You just get, and then you can start doing whatever you're supposed to do. I went to Funan, I think. I went to Funan. It was this particular shop. I went. I bought the mic. I took a photo of the mic. I took the photo of the receipt, and I sent it to him. And he was like, all the best. That's it. And till today, when I hit a certain milestone on my numbers, I dropped him a message. I said, bro, it's all thanks to you, because when Shoot It started, it could have been my own circle of friends who actually did that and supported me, but it's a stranger who came forward to support me. Yeah. And that's why they always say, right, sometimes the best people to really support you is actually strangers, because they actually see your potential more than people within your circle. Because when people within your circle, it's not that they don't support you. I think just to debunk the myth over here, it's not that they don't support you. It's not that they don't believe in you. It's just that they have known you for a long period of time, right? And they are just like, I rather support you with my motivational words, other form of support. It's not that they don't believe in you. It's not, right? But strangers, they see potential differently. A simple example, people want to invest in a business. People want to invest in a property, real estate. They are probably just passing by because they are so experienced. They know that this particular estate will have a lot of potential. Just by passing by, they know this business is going to bring in a lot of money. Because they got that knowledge. They are gifted in that sense, right? So that's why they believe in that particular cause and they are willing to drop that money. And to them, it's not just an investment, but probably it's just a way of like contributing back in that sense. So to Hanafi's point, so that's how my first mic story came about. Till today. And I wish I actually meet up with this person. Maybe I should lah. I have not met the person till today. 4 years. 4 years.
Yeah.
So
no more COVID already, bro.
No more COVID. No.
You can meet up with him.
It's kalau in Malaysia there's this thing called jejak kasih. It's like so. Yeah, but that's how it started. But I think to that point, I just want to touch on that point. When Shoot It started on Instagram with minimal followers, the first brand that did paid advertising. Guess which brand? Well, actually a lot of brand lah. We have to guess, right?
I think I know, but I cannot remember. I cannot recall.
The industry first. You share with us the industry.
He wants a hint.
Food manufacturing, and it's one of the bigger food manufacturer provider to a lot of vendors out in Singapore.
Dodo.
No. It's
not Dodo.
Within the community one.
Yeah. Is it Pondok? Pondok Abang kan? Yeah. See. Not bad lah. My memory good lah. Guys, fish oil guys.
Is it sponsored by fish oil this episode? So at that point in time, I was like, how do this content creator actually earn money from people sponsoring and all that? So I was like, okay guys, I'm opening up a slot lah, $50. $50 that point in time lah. Followers berapa je, not a lot.
Okay.
Then after that, Pondok Abang, I still got a message still today. Pondok Abang texted me saying that, can we send you the products?
Siapa nama dia?
Hassan.
But
I'm not too sure whether it was him who replied, but I believe it should be him lah. Yeah, maybe. So to Pondok Abang, shout out. Thank you so much for believing in Shook Eats when it all started. So they reached out and they said, we're gonna send you certain product. I still remember, I think it was 3 to 4 of their ready to eat food lah, ready to preheat food. Ayam masak merah, sambal goreng, paru and all that. At that point in time, I had my own setup at home, first content, So I was like, I got ring light, must on CC, $50 in the bank, right? Then I realized, can make money, do this kind of thing. Then it grew lah from there, right? And I would say Shook It started with that 2 brands or individuals that was willing enough to throw in that few $100 to say that, try lah, go and do, but of course, there were other people along the way that did not contribute in terms of money, but they contributed in terms of their time, their shares, their beliefs and all that. I cannot, I really cannot thank them enough, because how Shook It started was through the fun of just sharing on my personal Instagram, right? I shared on my own personal Instagram because I had like quite a number of, I think that point in time my own personal IG had about like 1,000 to 2,000 followers, right? And then I'm like, hey, people like should share about where to go, where to eat and all that. And then my friend was like, you will hear this a lot everywhere also. It's like, start your own food page. At that point in time, I'm like, who am I to compete with Halal Hunter, Halal Eater, Halal Food Hunt, Adam from Halal Food Blog. At that point in time, Geng Cari Makan was a big thing, right? Geng Cari Makan, Halal Food Blog and all that, they were very big. Then I was like, they were my inspiration, to be honest, right? Just very genuine, just sharing. Then my friend was like, just start something your own. Then I started doing a poll on my own Instagram, and I said, what kind of name? Then a friend of mine, she actually said this, Shook Eats. Should SHOULD Eats, EATS. You should eat this.
Okay.
But use my name, Shook Eats. Right? The ring of the name of the name, the shoot itself. So that's where it all started. And then and then that was 3-4 years ago, and everything was history lah. And then what started 4 years ago, Alhamdulillah, till today, collectively I would say we have over, I think, 40,000 followers across all platforms. And I still pride myself as one of those content creators that's available on all platforms. You can find one creator with probably like 5-figure following on TikTok, but no presence on Facebook, no presence on Instagram, no presence on Threads, no presence on LinkedIn. Alright? Or you can find someone who have a lot of followers on Facebook but not on other platforms. But I can confidently say there's a reason why I'm doing this. I am available on all platforms, including Threads and all that. Collectively over, I think, 30 to 40,000 last I counted. Because I believe that there are people who are on Facebook that's not on Instagram, right? And I think we should not dismiss them, right? And for businesses as well, if you are just too focused on TikTok, you are missing out on those mother and father that will tell their kids, mak nak makan dekat sini lah, bawa can or not? And these mothers are all on Facebook. Right? So if you are not sharing on Facebook, you are missing out on all the mothers that is actually sharing to their parents or their kids about where to go and eat.
And what's the big plan for Shook Eats?
Big plans for Shook Eats.
What do you want to achieve? What do you want to do?
or perhaps,
everything.
Perhaps answer it this way. When you started out Shook Eats, what was the plan, and what about now? Has that evolved?
It has evolved tremendously, Alhamdulillah. So Shook Eats started because I wanted to help home-based businesses. Right? I wanted to actually be that platform where home-based businesses or small-scale businesses can come to me and say that, hey, I want to promote my brand, but I got not much budget. Because if you're going to pay a content creator influencer, it's going to cost you 600 and above. Right? By the way, it's not cheap. Okay? No, because we need to understand the market rate, right? In fact, even 600 people are saying that, hey, shoot, you're spoiling market for some people.
Actually, right? Most of them are charging around 1,000, 1,000 plus.
Right. So to brands out there, be prepared. But okay, that's a different topic on its own lah. So I cannot open too much also. Later people say it was small market. So we started off because Shook Eats wanted to be that person or the brand to help home-based businesses or small scale to actually have a platform to market themselves at a very minimal cost. But as the brand grew, the demand grew, I cannot play that game continuously because it is eating to my cost as well.
Yes.
Right? So I got to be fair to myself. So to clients, you got to be fair to me, right? But they understand. I'm quite thankful. A lot of my clients, when we put out the price out there, so far I would say a very minimal would nego. Okay, this is a bad thing also lah. When they don't nego means your price is too low lah. But they don't nego in terms of trying to bargain too much lah. They understand because this is my brand, this is my value. Okay. So
You spoil my kid.
so my Syukri's goal for a bigger goal is that to be that brand. Sorry, this is a small market. To be that brand that small businesses can go to without having to pay anything at all. As simple as that. Right? In fact, I already started it lah. It's just that I've been doing that. Where for small businesses, typically when you reached out, it's pro bono. Right? Because I feel that they need to start somewhere.
Yes.
Because when I started off, people believe in me when I had nothing. Right? So I feel that that's the least I could do for the small businesses.
Yep.
So the question is, where to or what's next for Syukri's?
Yeah.
I am combining two things, right? One is my experience in developing robust, extensive, experiential learning program, as well as my actual experience in developing a brand to deliver a program. Okay, I know a lot of people are doing that, but what am I offering to my the communities out there is that when you attend any of my programs, you are sure to get something that's actionable. I'm not going to bring you any fluff. I'm not going to bring you any form of theory, but it's something that has been done. I know recently there's this question around about okay, this one just give it open.
Okay.
Someone was talking about agencies lah, creative agencies. We were saying that how is this creative agencies talking about growing and all this, but they themselves only have so little followers, right? But there are brands, of course, in the case of Hanafi, because you have your own following, so people refer to your own standing as well, right?
Yeah.
But there are agencies out there. The agency themselves do not have awareness. The people in the agency doesn't have brand awareness, but they are out there talking about growing a brand.
Yes.
I mean, probably they have the science and theory behind it. I'm not too sure, right? But I do honestly feel in this age and time, content creation, I'm not talking about the whole algorithm of the science, because when it comes to SEO, there's a mechanics behind it. But in terms of content creation specifically, it's beyond certain mechanics, but it's really a lot about the creative aspect.
Yes.
It is really a lot about the creative, and this creative aspect is something that no books or theory can actually make it work for you lah easily, right? You need to speak to people who actually grow a brand from scratch lah.
Yes.
So when people speak to me, I say, look, I grew my own LinkedIn branding. I grew my own Instagram branding. I grew my own TikTok branding, Facebook branding. Am I not worthy enough to tell you what works on a long-term basis?
True.
Right?
Yeah.
And I always tell people, when a client comes to me, I say, look, if you're looking for your next viral content, I'm not the person to look for. I cannot do that for you. But if you're looking for someone who can actually be certain enough, 2 years, 3 years down the road, people's gonna know your brand presence. People gonna know who you are. People gonna know what you do. Tag along with me. I'm gonna make sure it works for you. Because I have done it, right? I have done it across various platforms.
Yep.
Someone can just say that, yeah, I've done it on LinkedIn. But what makes you think doing on LinkedIn is the same as on Instagram?
Correct. Yes.
But now I'm telling you, look, this is my offering. My numbers on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok and all that. It's done. So you tell me which platform you want to go for. Right? Let's work together. It's a long-term plan. Right? Like quality is the best business plan, right? So so it's really a lot about on long-term basis. And that's something that probably doesn't settle well with a lot of businesses also, because they are looking more fast returns.
Yeah.
So that's where creative agencies comes into play.
Yes.
All right, because they can make that work.
Yes.
They have the system, they have the tools and all that, which I don't have. Right. So back to the question about what's the big thing upcoming is, first, it's about time that I feel that is the knowledge, passing on of knowledge. That's one. Second, it's to build a new pool of content creators along with me. Right? There are a lot of people who say they want to be content creators, right? But they do not know where to start, right? And typically when they start, they go with UGC.
Yes.
Right? That's the easiest way lah.
Yeah.
Yep. I've never done, to be honest, till today, I never understood how UGC works lah. I see quite cool lah, UGC, but I don't know what is it lah.
just go do. You get paid also.
Yeah lah, that's why. So a lot of people are doing UGC, especially on TikTok, right? But I think I just want to kind of have a community of content creators with me, right? Where we grow together. Alright, so it's really a community of content creators. And the third one, it's the bigger plan, inshallah. It's where 2025 Syuk Eats will have bigger presence in Malaysia. There'll be a lot more collaboration and partnerships with Malaysia content creators.
Okay.
Because I believe Malaysia content is the way to go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Raw, minimal editing, just straight up to the point, informative. That's it.
Yes.
Right? And that's something I have been trying to do with my content as well. And I see the numbers, it works. And people are catching on that. Even though a lot of companies in Singapore are still like, oh, I want my logo everywhere in my video. I say, stop doing that. People don't need to see your logo, you know. People just want to know what you do.
Yes.
Right? What kind of things are happening in the day-to-day basis and all that. So these are the three things, inshallah. Bigger things coming up in Malaysia. I'm hoping to work with some of the tourism board actually in Malaysia.
Okay.
Next is to build a community of content creators as well together. A bit like a mini school of sorts, right?
Call me.
Huh? you that level already. You guys already have all this. And of course, the last thing is to be that channel or platform for budding businesses to say that, hey, I want someone to, I want to market my brand, right? But I don't have the budget, right? How do I go about doing that? So I want to be that place that they can actually consult with lah.
One last question before we end the show. If right now, I mean, for this year, our plan is actually to really grow on LinkedIn because we know our followers and people or our content can bring value to a lot of people in LinkedIn as compared to the other platforms. How should we do it? Is there a step-by-step on how we can actually perhaps even start with optimizing our LinkedIn, and also what kind of content should we actually put out there to be growing our numbers? Okay.
First, something on LinkedIn that always works is editorial.
Okay.
Which is, I feel, is less with a lot of videos. I feel sometimes people tend to neglect editorial. So, in fact, with all this content that you guys have, put it into an editorial format as well. And then you have multiple approach to your content, because editorial is really the crowd on LinkedIn is different lah. Okay, the crowd on LinkedIn is different, and I
believe editorial is more or rather less intimidating. Right? Yeah.
And people can kind of take their time to read, right? Because the reason why people spend time off TikTok and Instagram, because they are probably video fatigue as well sometimes, right? Because TikTok is feeding all this content.
Correct.
While LinkedIn, yes, they are pushing videos, but editorial still has a very strong brand standing as well. In fact, I honestly I saw Nazreen posting a lot about text content in text form. Text form is really very powerful on LinkedIn, right? It's often being overlooked as well. So what I would say is that based on your content that you have, repurpose it into an editorial. Right? Potentially, you might even do a Golden Nugget podcast list of the year, for example. All right. I think there's an editorial that they actually started doing their own list of categories, lah, basically. Right. So it becomes like an award of sort. Truth be told, you like it or not, people on LinkedIn like all this kind of affirmation, recognition, and all that, right? So maybe my suggestion to really grow, first, not just posting a video, but potentially, if any of your guests comes on your show, you can have a simple, like a simple poster of their face with your logo down there, and then just listen on Spotify, for example, or watch us on YouTube, for example, right? Because then the people who attend your podcast, in this case, for example, I attend your podcast, I can reshare to my network. Then my network will know the existence of your podcast, right? Because like a poster editorial, the logo stands longer in the eyes of the consumer, right? Because videos is very fast, right?
Yes.
Right? You can't be putting your video and then one big logo at the front right there, right? So, but
why? I want my logo in your video.
So I think what I suggest is, if you want to try for Golden Nugget podcast, is first to have content to be into editorial format. Maybe you can start doing listings, for example, like top 10 financial business owners recommended by Golden Podcast. Okay, put into a list. You technically don't need to interview them yet, right? Just put into a list for branding purposes. Put it out there at the end of your editorial or at the end of your list, and then after that you tag it into your Golden Podcast lah. You know why? Because imagine you have 10 known financial business owner. They feel good. People recognize me. These 10 people will comment on your post. Imagine every 10 of them have 1,000 followers. You get 10,000 potentially eyes watching on your content also. Right? Because if you're going to post one content, you're just tapping on my audience. Right? But if you're putting a listing of 10 different individuals on LinkedIn, that's a bit of research work lah, of course, right? But it actually still drives back into your Golden Nugget podcast lah, right? Because you already list them down. Then the next step is, hey, why not you come over, become our guest?
Okay.
So you kind of work backwards a bit. You list them out based on categories. Then you invite them on your show. Example lah. That's what I feel would actually grow your LinkedIn branding as well. But to be honest, I feel I got to agree with you guys. What you guys are offering has a lot of value because it's rich content lah. Right? Especially you get certain individuals coming on board. It actually gives a lot of valuable content as well. Maybe who knows, Golden Nugget Podcast can partner with various stat bots even. Right? I'm not going to name names lah, but example, right? Maybe you can blurb this lah. Example. Mendaki, example. example. Right? Because they already have a pool of individuals. And these people are influential individuals. But they are not having the exposure beyond LinkedIn. But they are known on LinkedIn. You don't need to do all research work. But you get that audience already. You get the pool of audience. Right? So tap on these potential networks that's available. Because later I will share with you all more lah. But some of these organizations just set up their own what we call it as professional networks. And they have a lot of professionals out there that you can literally invite as your guests. Literally, I think one time I give you the names of this network. You have hundreds of guests that you can qualified guests to be seated on this chair. To be speaking and to be sharing about whatever their expertise is, from a business owner, from lawyers to healthcare, whatever, or they have a lot of, but it's just that they are not being scouted to be featured on a mainstream like a commercial media like this. Sorry, I know I went one big round.
No, but I think that really helped us because when you talk about the ranking thing, it's already been in my mind for quite some time, but I just don't know how to position it in a way that in the future I know it can be like the top 10 billionaires in the Forbes list or something like that. Because I haven't really studied on how they started out. And we need to emulate how they started out because if we immediately say that we are similar to the Forbes list.
No, we're not. We're the gold list.
I mean we won't really make sense lah.
So I mean I can definitely share with you guys some of it, right? There were a lot of lists. There were cases of some random editorial added me into their listing.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't even talk to you all. I mean, then my photo down there. Then after I contacted them my photo down there and a quote from me. Then I was like, when do you get this from? So they created like a list of 10 example 10 HR professionals you need to get connected with.
Oh.
Right? This one is actually very straightforward lah. Right? For example, you can literally just based on your own circle, you just say, these are the 10 F&B entrepreneurs in Singapore that you need to get connected with. Disclaimer, recommended by the Golden Nugget podcast. And then you just tag them.
or techpreneur and the kind of
all these very buzzwords and all that lah, right?
Yeah.
Then just create at least. It's effortless. Sorry, not effortless lah, but it's costless, right? Costless also, and it leverages on other people's presence. And the moment you have certain people associated to the brand, then it really opens a lot of door lah, I suppose, right? Actually, there's a lot of individuals on LinkedIn that can grow the Golden Nugget podcast branding, right? Really, really a lot. But I think my suggestion is visuals, beyond just video, meaning editorial. Second, potentially do a lot more listings to leverage on other people connection. And third, once you invite someone, maybe potentially to have just a simple EDM with their face with your logo so that they can share it on their platform because they want to be proud, right? Oh, I invited to a podcast. Let them share lah. Then after that, it's a free branding for you anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Syuk, for sharing all this with us
and for being here and gracing the studio with all your wisdom.
Yes.
And if you guys are actually very interested in catching up with Syuk, follow him on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, everywhere. So on LinkedIn it's like Syukri Azman. On Instagram you can follow his most popular Instagram profile, which is Syuk Eats, which I think
same for TikTok
9,000.
Yeah, a bit more to 10,000 lah. Just about 400 more.
400 more. And then for TikTok also Syuk Eats, right?
Yes. So on TikTok I have both Syuk Eats and Syuk Host.
Okay.
So a shameless plug. If people are looking for hosts, you can find me on Syuk Host lah. That's why I post a bit more on my hosting scenes lah. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Any last words from you?
Yes.
Before we end.
Last words. Golden Nuggets. Last Golden Nuggets. I think my last Golden Nuggets is to listen to Golden Nugget podcast. No, because I think honestly, there are too many podcasts growing and set up in Singapore right now. That it becomes a bit annoying that most of these podcasts sound similar in terms of their tonality, in terms of their concept. But I'm not saying this because the three of you all are here. But I think what Golden Nugget podcast has to offer, if people enjoy listening to sound bites, right? People enjoy catching up on little things like that really grows your capabilities. Golden Nugget podcast is really the place to go. You have a lot of amazing information. This is really sincerely from me, right? People should start listening to Golden Nugget podcast simply because it's about time that we listen to podcasts that adds value to our growth and not just gossips and vulgarities and arguments and all these dramas out there lah. I'm not sure whether you're gonna post this, but please use my face for this, okay? Please use it. Especially on LinkedIn. I think a lot of the LinkedIn community will benefit a lot from this. And I really think 2025, where I would say Golden Nugget podcast can be the next TCF, not the common folks, but the coconut.
Financial coconut.
The financial coconut.
TFC, sorry.
Yes,
TFC, sorry, TFC.
The financial coconut,
Where y'all will be in part of those major exhibition talking to entrepreneurs, business owners.
Inshallah.
Right? Inshallah. Right? So, but other than that, I would say just do what you're supposed to do, but don't neglect your mental health. Don't forget to take a rest because burnout is not a fun thing. And more importantly is your well-being beyond anything else. Yep.
Okay. Thank you so much, Syuk. Any last words from you? No?
I'm blown away. By the nice words Syuk actually said.
We never get this from.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why you don't know how to react, right? I also don't know. So okay lah, we're gonna end this episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and for tuning in to Syuk. Don't forget to follow him on all his accounts and also drop us a like. And if you have any messages for us, drop us a message as well. See you guys in the next one. Peace out. Bye bye.
Find your dream home with them by your side. For the best deals, you'll be in heaven. Call 876-16867.
This podcast is brought to you by SellingDistrict 65. So we are on the topic of holidays. Ami, Please.
Okay, so guys, after Cappadocia, you guys went to
Istanbul.
How was Istanbul? Do you guys go to the museum,
We went to
learn about the Byzantines and the Ottoman Empire, all this?
Yeah, we did.
Yes,
We went to that Topkapi, right?
We went-
We went to Topkapi Museum.
Uh-huh.
We went to the Hagia Sophia
Hagia
Museum as
The
well.
mosque, right?
Yeah, the
Hagia
mosque.
Sophia Mosque, also a museum.
Yeah, it used to be a cathedral, and then after that,
yeah.
changed into a mosque. So we did the life experience, museum life experience, very high tech AI kind of thing. Very
Oh,
nice.
serious
So
ah?
if anybody intends to go, you must go for that. It's
Okay.
Wow,
worth.
so cool.
It's worth the additional 70 SGT, I think. But
Okay.
it's worth it. It's like a full-on experience lah.
Uh-huh.
It's not the kind of museum where you walk on your own and then after that.
Is it like 4D kind?
4D ada gerak-gerak ni tak. You have to walk through rooms, but the
It's
graphics
huge
and all that,
Ceiling
they,
to floor screens.
yeah, they reenact what happened in the past from the start to end. I
Oh,
think
It's like a
Really,
summary of history lah.
So like AR lah.
yeah.
AR, VR.
But without wearing anything. It's a
Yeah.
walkthrough.
Okay. Wow, interesting.
Life experience, so very good. Something
Topkapi
new.
Palace, we did what, 3.5 hours?
Yeah, Topkapi Palace, if anybody intends to go to Istanbul, you have to leave your whole morning or afternoon for Topkapi. It is huge.
Okay.
We went pretty fast, didn't read like
Much.
so many things much.
And we already took 3.5 hours.
Yeah, and it really took 3.5. So if you are the kind that want to take your time, take photos and all that, I think you can
Whole
take
day.
5-6 hours.
What is this
Half a day.
Topkapi Palace thing?
Museum
There's
for
a harem, the
Yeah.
Sultan Mehmed dulu
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All the Sultan punya
Where they stay by the
museum and all
castle.
that. Their
Okay.
castle, it's their palace lah.
Their palace.
But there are a lot of Islamic
Yeah, apparently
artifacts in there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Islamic artifacts are the one that is, I think, the
Yeah.
main
Highlight.
thing that people go there for, right? Because Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam punya sandals are there, his beard.
Wow.
What
Simpan
else I
lagi
can say?
Pedang, ada pedang juga kan?
And then
Very
Yeah, the
magical
swords.
that,
Magical,
you know,
yeah.
though it's behind a glass, but it's magical. We actually saw a few people kiss the glass.
yeah,
Yang diorang syirik kalau nak cum-cum gelas.
And you gotta cover up also. So don't forget, if you really go there,
Okay.
you have to cover up.
Not terbuka lah. You have to use covered. From head to toe.
but they will give lah for perempuan. Dorang ada kasih selendang,
Yeah.
a shawl, so to cover your
Tak
head.
boleh pakai shorts. So if you're
Shorts.
going in summer, you are also not allowed to enter with shorts and all that.
Yeah, but
Okay.
winter you're already covered lah.
Kasih kain ke apa ke?
Like a
Yeah.
scarf.
I think they've only give you selendang,
Oh, okay.
but
Perhaps
tak
we
ada.
went in winter, so diorang tak keluarkan kain. But maybe in summer, I think they will.
Okay.
I'm sure they will. Yeah.
Okay.
Jadi jaga aurat.
Jaga orang.
Also the Blue Mosque.
Yeah, Blue
We
Mosque.
get to
Mosque, yeah.
pray there, so it's so beautiful inside. So it's a must to go there as well.
Okay.
And they have some renovation.
Yeah, tengah
A bit.
tengah
In the Blue
renovation
Mosque.
actually.
Yeah.
They're doing some, not sure lah what they're doing. So when we entered the Blue Mosque, actually banyak tutup
Barricade
lah,
lah.
barricade here and there.
Be quite in awe because you will wonder what thousands of years, but everything is still intact.
Yeah.
Like the paintings and all that. So you'll be like,
Doesn't
wow.
look run down, right?
No, not at all. It looks like
Not like one of our oldest.
So kita when we went, it was Maghrib prayer. So actually we were kind of late lah. So we were like rushing in with all the jemaahs and all, right? So kita bila masuk tu masih pas tengah cari tempat. So I didn't look up. But after solat habis,
Yeah.
when I looked up, macam
Masya Allah.
Masya Allah, Ya Allah, it's so beautiful.
Blown away.
Blown away.
when you go in, you feel like macam because you want to catch on your prayer, right? So
Yeah.
you didn't really perasan. But after that, then you realize, oh my God, thousands of years and the beauty of it is much
Still
better
there.
than now of your time lah. Even the architecture and the design and all that, you
That's
actually
true.
wonder what the hell are the modern people doing?
Yeah, I know, right? That's right.
What the hell are
Even
we
the dome
doing?
lah. You see the dome on top, is it?
Yeah.
Everything, the art and all that they do is wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if we still can find people as talented as
Even in Hagia Sophia Mosque,
Mm.
the portrait of Nabi Isa alayhi salam is everywhere actually, because it was a cathedral before,
Yeah,
right? But there are some portraits where they conteng the muka or they remove lah, they destroyed some parts. But there are
some that they
the
keep.
angels, some they keep,
Still
and
intact.
it's still
ah?
intact.
Okay.
Mother Mary,
Yeah.
this and that, all they will say lah.
And it's all in mosaic
But it's still a
tiles.
mosque, so people still do go into solat.
Okay.
But they don't seem to.
But I don't know lah, because some Muslim maybe don't kata, mana boleh ada muka-muka kan? But then they preserve for historical purposes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not for you to sembah lah. It's just for historical purposes.
Yeah.
I think Islamically we also can pray anywhere.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So aside from history, what else do you do over there? Shopping,
Feed a lot of
cafe.
cats.
Cats, guys, cats,
Cats,
dogs, all the
dogs,
animals
cats,
there, please
Yes.
buy lots of cat food.
They are super fat. I went with my mom and she kept saying all of them are skinny. I have no idea which part of the cats are skinny.
All the dogs.
All well fed lah.
Really well
Alhamdulillah,
fed.
Oh,
they are
more
very
well fed than the cats at my house.
Apparently the cats there are nicer than our street cats. Our home cats.
Yeah lah, because well fed.
Yeah.
Our street cat's not well fed.
There are some where you can see macam, you know, kucing-kucing gangster ni ada sikit kotor sikit kan, but still nicer than our cats lah. They have enough food and water, we believe, but probably most people feed dry food, kibbles. But when you feed them wet food, wow, they go crazy. Like not enough. Every
Ayam
5
or
step,
daging.
kucing. Every 5 step, kucing.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe because of weather.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think so because it's winter, so they
Winter is-
want to eat more. You're right.
But the dogs there are freaking fat.
And manja. All the animals there super manja because I think they are very pampered by the residents of
Yeah.
Wow.
Turkish people.
The Turkish people are generally very, very nice to animals.
Okay.
So happy lah we all, since we are all animal lovers as well. So macam geram dengan tu.
Enter like tempat macam Zara, the cats are like sleeping on the jeans and all that.
Seriously?
Wait,
Yeah.
yeah, in Goram, in Cappadocia, there's 2 stray cats that we name, right? Tatlim, which means sweetheart. From day one, dia ada kan? That one, the orange cat.
Orange
Orange
Macam
white.
Garfield.
Garfield lah.
Must be the Oyen. It
Yeah,
must
the
be
Oyen. Must be the Oyen. So dia tidur dengan kita.
Ah.
Yeah,
Serious?
suddenly sleep on the bed, and then towards the last day, there's another cat. I woke up. There's this like a vibrating purring on my, tidur with me on my head here. Ni kucing lain.
But as in, did you welcome them into your
Yeah, we
room?
welcome
Or?
because we feed also, so they kind of come in. And then kesian,
okay,
they like
okay.
warmth, right?
Yeah.
So kat
I thought
luar
like
tu,
you close the door, you lock the door, but they still managed to come in.
we kind of leave the door slightly ajar for the cats to come in.
Okay,
Oh,
They
okay.
can
okay.
eat, and
Sengaja kan,
also
ah.
because there's no aircon,
Ah,
so a bit of cold air come in because it's really like freezer outside.
okay.
Good
After all,
nak
she's
mampus.
the host, right? The cat is actually the host. We are the
That's true,
guests.
that's
So
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So aside from feeding the cats, what about
Sambal.
cafe hopping, shopping, and how's the food there?
well, the cafe there is superb.
Okay.
The best one at Balat is nicer than near the Galata Towers. So it's a must as well to really go there
Okay.
for the,
The one that
Sebastian
went
cake.
viral, the Sebastian cheesecake.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we tried that.
Oh,
near
okay.
the Galata
Oh, that was
Towers.
good.
Yeah.
Is that the one with the like
The
you
milk-
dip with chocolate also the cheesecake?
Yeah,
something like that lah. Yeah. So we tried that. My son loved it. He
Okay.
had 2. And it's freaking expensive.
How much is it?
But is it worth the hype?
I don't know.
I leave you wondering. I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay, so we
Yeah.
have to go there to try lah. Huh?
Yeah, is it worth the hype?
For me, it's worth.
Okay.
For me,
Darla already answered the question.
for me, just okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But okay, the price you say expensive. How expensive is it?
The one cake is about, one slice is about what?
About
18, 20.
$18.
Mm.
18, 20 bucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
A slice. Not the
Okay.
whole cake.
And how big is it? Because
Like
I
a
know.
regular
regular
slice you
triangle
get in
slice.
coffee bean.
Oh really?
Yeah, and then they just pour chocolate, golden nugget tip, bake your own cheesecake,
Okay.
and pour your own chocolate on top. It tastes the same.
It's still
Okay, it's just the view.
the environment.
Yeah.
The experience.
Buat
Yeah.
lah satu bilik macam gitu.
No, but really, I feel that the whole of Turkey, I fell in love with Turkey. Like, get say, kakak left her heart there already. Because I think the vibe, right? Like,
Yes.
when you dine by the roadside and then like, it's just that those narrow roads,
Yeah.
but so beautifully decorated. Like, everything looks so natural.
Mm-hmm.
It's really macam that feeling lah. I don't know how to
But
explain.
a tip.
I understand what you mean. It's like
Yeah.
even the roadside and all this, they really well preserved, right? So you don't feel like you are in a city.
Yeah.
Like
True.
Singapore. Yeah.
True.
Like a tip is if you have any wheelchair bound persons, the place is not wheelchair friendly at all.
Okay.
So I would not suggest Istanbul or
Galata.
for anyone with wheelchair.
Okay.
Even if you are bringing a pram, make sure the person that is pushing the pram has stamina.
Okay.
Yes, because it is not for the weak.
Okay.
How about
Yeah.
the strollers?
Same.
Same lah.
Yeah,
Pram, stroller,
pram,
same
strollers.
right?
We had a stroller.
So
for my son.
it's going to be tough because they preserve the place so much that it's mainly stairs and a lot of slopes. Plus the tiling on the ground
But
is
no,
the
not
old time one.
Yeah. Those cobbles are.
Yeah.
Wow.
Above 40 degrees kind of slope.
Above 40 degrees slope. Yes, that's right.
Itu bukan slow. Itu slide.
Actually, you are right. If you tuang some soap and then you sit down and you can slide down. I mean, why not, right? If you want, you can let go of the pram also if you want.
See that?
Wow. So out of 10, how would you rate your trip over there?
10. I love it.
Gaby?
11 over 10.
Yeah, probably.
For me, 100 because there's so many places
Yeah.
I've yet to explore.
Correct. We want to go back.
Like nothing or nowhere that you've been to in the past, like you feel it's
Yeah.
better than this? Really?
Maybe haven't explored the rest of
Yes,
that much.
I think
but
Turkey is one of those places that actually have my heart.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been to several places around, but it's a very nice place. You have a touch of everything. If you want the sea, they have a place where you can go to. You want the mountains, they have.
Yeah.
You want this and that, they have. Yeah, and on top of that, as Muslim, it's easy to get food. Walk in, buy the makan, you don't need to think so much.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it's a
for
Muslim
us, so
country,
it's
you can- any
easier.
shop also you can eat.
So when we go to other places, it's a bit tough because, either we go very hungry and tahan to go back to eat cup noodles, or we go to the store and like chicken and duck. And to us, got pork, got lard, got lard. Itu pun sometimes was.
Yes.
Yeah, because they all might just
Correct.
kasih.
They just say yes, but
Yeah, so that's why I like Turkey. Easy to eat. Though you might get bored of kebab lah. Tapi
Yeah.
Or the same thing.
But their
lah.
kebab
Yeah.
is always nice lah. Kebab with yogurt.
yeah, I mean every day
Their
eat
yogurt
different
also-
things. Yeah.
Yeah, but even their other cuisines are no pork, no lard for sure. It's a Muslim country, so you basically want to hear the word pork, so like almost doesn't exist, non-existent.
But they do sell wine.
Yeah, of course.
Alcohol lah.
Yes,
Yeah,
of
they
course.
do.
There's a lot of
But
worries.
Cool lah over there.
To find pork is but to find pork is
Rare.
almost impossible lah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when you hear the azan, then like so many malls, right?
Yeah.
Wow, then all the azan like together, no?
Oh,
Then they
really?
bounce off.
Synchronize.
Yeah.
Like the Ayah Sophia in Blue Mosque.
Yeah, they
Ayah Sophia first, then Blue Mosque.
Oh,
Then Ayah
okay.
Sophia
Okay.
get
Azar.
So beautiful.
Peaceful.
Only that the costing.
Yes, food is very expensive. Bring your own cup noodles, so some days you can save on makan.
Yeah.
And then
Bring your own
also
chili, your own sambal.
yeah, expect that when you eat at the touristy areas, it's going to be expensive. But you go in deeper into the alleys, it gets much cheaper, significantly cheaper.
Okay.
But when you eat on the streets, it can be like $25 per head for a normal shop. I'm not talking about restaurant. Even kebabs cost like $10-15. But when you go deeper, it'll probably cost you like $6-8. But you have to explore.
Yeah.
If you malas want to walk, then of course you're gonna get ripped off.
Yeah. And then like have like the heaven for branded things lah. In that sense, it's everywhere. So you want a replica of a certain brand, you can find it over there. And then the spices also.
Well, one last question before we end. I remember last time, because like I said, the last time I went there was 20 years ago. I remember there's a lot of scammers. People who like lay out some things, then they sell at a markup price, and then when police come, so they will run away. Nowadays, all this still around?
No more open day. I know what you're talking about because I think the last I went, I saw that as well. But when you go into the Grand Bazaar and then you come out, when you go into Grand Bazaar, spices can cost maybe 50 SGD for 100 gram, for example.
Oh, okay.
But if you walk further down and you find this particular exit closer to the Egyptian Bazaar, I'm not sure what it's called, Hoka Pasha Bazaar or something like that. You get the spices at only $15.
Oh,
So, but the Grand Bazaar is legit. So,
Yeah.
They allow it to happen. You see, so nak cakap scam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understand.
But the ones outside, the aunties that are selling this on their small little like carts and all that, it's only at 10, 15 or 100 gram.
Okay.
You must
Back to their
really survey lah. And then like, but inside Grand Bazaar, the moment you are keen on something, right? The moment you ask only habis. That's it. They will push you to buy. Their selling tactics are really.
Okay, given an example, inside they are just 2 minutes away. Inside they sell the Dubai chocolate, a bar for $12. You go out, it's 4.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah, significantly, yes. My mom also, oh my god, Kila, buy here.
Yeah, buy here, sell back in Singapore. $50.
The walking distance from the bazaar to out is not that far. It's less than 5 minutes.
Oh, really?
It's either you want to explore out or you just want to.
Itu pun kita tak jalan
Shop in
habis.
the
Because
bazaar.
so big.
Yeah.
And outside cold lah.
Yeah, understand.
So that's what I'm trying to say. When you go there, it's expensive, but you need to be smart and explore as much as you can in order to save money. If not, yes, you are going to go home broke.
Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing your experience with your holiday. Definitely make me like really want to go there soon.
InsyaAllah.
Maybe end of this year. See how lah.
Like I said, you can always plan a TGN trip at Turkey.
Okay. Can.
Alright guys, with that we wrap up this one. For property matters, contact Selling District 65 at 8761 6867.